What a time to be alive. Okay, so it's the 4D sneaker, the Futurecraft 4D sneaker. This one is the ZX4000. This actually has like a Back to the Future look style vibe to it. So today I've got some futuristic sneakers, some high-tech sneakers. Now I've showcased some in the past. I showed you the Nike Hyper Adapt. What's the name of those, Will? The self-lacing ones? Adapt BB. It was the basketball version of the Adapt lineup from Nike. They've been working on self-lacing sneakers for a while, and that has kind of been the perception of like what the futuristic sneaker would be. Of course, based all the way back to the Future, when what's the guy's name? Marty McFly had the self-lacing sneaker. Nike continues to go in that direction with a battery and a recharge base and so forth. It's all very cool in that department, but I'm just not sure how practical it is as a futuristic sneaker. Like, what are people really looking for? What is futuristic about sneakers? I take a look at myself. I'm like, the sneakers I'm wearing these days, Ultra Boost from Adidas, it's like, what do I like about them? Why are they and how are they different than the older, more traditional stuff? Lighter, more comfortable. So the futuristicness, the advancement, the progression there has taken place in material science through the way that they are manufacturing the sole and through innovation from design and manufacturing, and maybe less so from your typical traditional idea of like, let's just stick a battery in it and some electricity and now we have the future. So anyhow, that brings me to this sneaker that's in front of me. I've wanted to check this thing out for a very long time. I just never pulled the trigger and purchased it. I, of course, did so now. This is a 4D sneaker. It's called the ZX4000. It's a 3D printed sole on this sneaker with the potential in the future of even doing full-out custom soles for an individual foot, a human being's foot. If you look at the footage of how this thing is manufactured, I mean, it's like if you've seen a 3D printer before, but apparently this is a bit more rapid considering the fact that they have to deliver a significant number of these. I think when the whole project started, it was like 500 on the first run, and they're up to thousands now, many thousands of these things. They're out in the world, in public. It's all very cool. And like I said, to me, in my mind, as far as practicality goes, this is closer to the future of sneakers. This one is the carbon color. There's a couple different colors. That is so, whoa. That is, look at this, okay? So as you catch a glimpse of this webbing in here is the special stuff. The shoe, less so. I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of high-tech materials in the shoe, but this is the difference maker. This is why you're spending the money, and this is a completely new take on how cushioning should be done within a sole. Now, of course, the silhouette, the style of the shoe, very similar to something like an Ultra Boost sneaker, but a completely different implementation. And this entire sole along the bottom popping out of a 3D printer in the form of liquid, originally liquid, using some form of light synthesis. It's an amazing process to see. Now, of course, I have questions. How will this sole match up to something like Ultra Boost, Air Max, or something like that that's already out there? Because it has to be more comfortable. It can't just look cooler. It has to serve a purpose. Also, durability. I have questions about the durability since it is so new age. One thing I'll say, it does feel a little bit heavier maybe than an Ultra Boost shoe. Hang on, hold up. Yeah, it's a bit heavier straight away, but there's a ton of material there in the midsection. It's like this web of strands. It's hard to believe it's even standing upright. Unboxing experience is pretty straightforward. Shout out to GOAT, by the way. That's where I got these sneakers from. You can see you have the old school digital kind of font in there, like a calculator might have, ZX4000 _40. And on the bottom side, you can see the same design language following through to the bottom part of the sole. What is that era? It's kind of like, it's like video games from the 90s or something. N64, I don't know why it's bringing me back to that, but this is the most tame, by the way, of the different color options. I know that seems crazy because you got all this yellow stitching and stuff. This is the most tame one. Anyway, let me get it on. Oh, by the way, they didn't even see the shirt yet, Jack. Raptors, game 1. I mean, I'm not trying to celebrate yet, but this is the shirt they gave out. I'm just wearing it proudly, that's all. Don't ask me, it was just a nice game 1. Am I right, Jack? Hey? doing a little little demo here. So the construction, the shoe itself feels very similar. It's very cool. It's comfortable. It's not Ultra Boost level comfort. All right, so that's this guy right here. I got a lot of these ones. It's so ridiculously comfortable and light. Granted, this material here, it just sort of looks like, foam. I mean, it looks like styrofoam, let's be honest. It's not to everybody's taste. This is not on that level. It's still an early version, and they didn't try to make a claim that that's the case. This prospect of potentially turning this into a custom program in which this thing, because of through 3D printing and a whole new manufacturing process, that you could have this lined up to your actual foot specifications. The shoe itself is kind of, you know, it's pretty typical what's sitting on top of it. And even with the special sole, there's no custom attribute to it. This is like everybody would buy the same one. It feels supportive. I would say it feels more supportive than the Ultra Boost, but because of that added stability, it's a little bit less squishy. All that said, I feel like this is aiming in the right direction. When I start to think about the future of sneakers and the fact that, you know, a lot of clothing and other items that you put on your body haven't really changed all that much. And then you have those small little outbursts, like a self-lacing sneaker. But there is room to grow and improve, and these materials can change. Maybe there's another way to look at it, another way to do it. And to me, this is the most interesting, kind of promising new tech that I've seen in a sneaker in a long time. I'm hopeful. But as it stands right now, I'm not sure it's gonna replace my Ultra Boost. It's still very cool. I don't know if you're into the style or not, but you wanna wear something that looks futuristic, I'm telling you, that's definitely it.